guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my 2020 favorites of the year. These are all of my most loved and most used products that I was just obsessed with throughout the last year, the things that really made the difference and the things that I, well, basically couldn't live without. If you are after recommendations for the best products, the best value for money, the best at the drugstore, this is the place to look. So we always break these videos up into categories so that you can pick and choose, or you can just watch them, you know, when you have time, instead of having to sit through a favorites video, like a yearly favorites video that goes for literally like an hour long. I always break them up so that you can just pick and choose what you want to watch when you want to watch it. So today we are doing bronzers and blushes. And similarly to the rest of the videos this year, I have limited myself to only 5 products per category. Difficult, I've got to tell you, but I'm pretty happy with my choices. I've got drugstore options, I've got higher end options, and honestly, all of these last on the skin so well without getting patchy and without fading off during the day. So make sure to subscribe if you are new here, hit the notification bell so that you are notified of all of my new videos. I've got lots happening at the minute with this series. And let's jump straight into the video. All right, so we're gonna do bronzers first, and then we're gonna do blushes. I'm gonna try not to talk your heads off like I usually do so that we can get through this at a good pace. Firstly, and I'm just gonna, these are in no particular order. I love all of these products. They're all amazing. I'm just grabbing them at random. So first up, this here from Marc Jacobs. Do you guys remember how obsessed I was literally for like the first half of 2020 with this? It was like the bronzer that I used in every single video. I was in love with it. I am still in love with it. I still reach for it all the time. And it's funny, it's actually not even a bronzer. It's the Marc Jacobs Accomplice Instant Blurring Beauty Powder. It's kind of like a finishing powder for the skin. But this shade here, Starlit, and it does come in, many different shades. This shade here, Starlit, is literally the most perfect bronzer color absolutely ever. And I love this formula so much because it is a blurring powder and it's not necessarily a bronzer. When you apply it, and I am wearing it on my skin today, when you apply it, it also perfects the skin. It makes the skin look really beautiful and airbrushed and flawless and smooths things out, but it still gives you that really beautiful, rich, bronzy color. It looks like it has a shimmer in the pen, but it doesn't have a shimmer on the skin. But at the same time, it's not completely flat on the skin, so it doesn't look chalky and it doesn't look fake, if that makes sense. Like it looks like skin, it looks like you've got this really beautiful bronzy glow, never gets choppy, never gets cakey, it never looks patchy, it never fades off during the day, it lasts well when my oils come through. Just an amazing powder, and yeah, I think it would be totally awesome if Marc Jacobs literally came out with a bronzer range in this exact formula. I would buy every shade, I honestly would. All right, next up, Benefit Hoola Caramel. Now, I'm not sure, I can't quite remember if this was released early this year or at the end of last year, but it is absolutely amazing. It's basically like a slightly deeper, more warm tone version of the original Benefit Hoola. I still love the original Benefit Hoola, but I really love bronzers that have that slightly warm element because I've got an olive skin type. So, a lot of the time, like neutral bronzers and sort of pinky undertone bronzers, they can look very ashy on my skin. They can sort of really show up and just not look that natural. Because this has got that beautiful warm caramel kind of undertone to it, it just looks so gorgeous on the skin. Gives the skin a really natural, bronzy, flushed glow. Again, never choppy, it's never patchy, never fades off in areas, it never sweats off, it always looks perfect on the skin. It is very pigmented, I will say this, like don't like dig into it with your brush like crazy because you will end up with so much bronzer on your cheeks. But other than that, it always looks beautiful, it always looks perfect, it's always the most complementary color. I love it so much, and yeah, I've just used it so much this year. So well done Benefit for extending the shade range. There's also a lighter one and then there's also a deeper one. They've now got 4 Hoola shades in total, but for me, Hoola Caramel, we get along well. All right, next up, and this is a bronzer favorite that I have, well, that's been in my favorites for years now for very good reason. The Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzers. Oh, I just love these so much. They're so smooth on the skin. They always look perfect. It's kind of like a foolproof bronzer. You can apply it without paying attention. Like you could even not use a mirror. Somehow it always looks perfect on the skin. It's nearly like it does the blending for you. Very finely milled, not powdery. It doesn't have any glitter in it or anything like that. It always gives the skin this really beautiful bronzy, dewy glow, and it gives that color in such a beautiful, natural way. Doesn't sweat off, doesn't transfer off, it doesn't fade off when my oils come through. And again, never looks patchy, easy to apply, lasts all day. It's a truly beautiful bronzer. And these are cool too because they're actually scented like chocolate, which I really like. And they do also come in different shades. They've got like a milk chocolate, a chocolate, and a dark chocolate, I think. I think there's 3 shades in this. So there's definitely some options as far as the shades go. And it's just really long lasting. Value for money, I think you only need a tiny bit. Like a little bit goes a long way, but it's literally like it blends itself. It's amazing. Love this one so much. And then my last 2 bronzer options are drugstore options. So first up, the Revlon Skin Lights. I was really shocked by this bronzer, you guys. I really did not see this coming. I did not see myself loving this much because look how fair it looks when it is in the pan. Like if we compare this to this one, for instance, so this is the Too Faced one that I just showed you. Like this nearly looks like it should be the same color as my skin tone, right? But just on the skin, it just works so well. And because it's from their Skin Lights range, it's nearly like it gives the skin like an illumination. It just looks beautiful. And I don't mean like an illumination in terms of, you know, it's like a bronze colored highlighter, nothing like that at all. Like there's no actual like shimmer particles in this, but I don't know, it adds light to the skin, it adds dimension, it looks really beautiful and natural. This is the one that I go for, you know, when I want to look really, really natural, like barely there makeup, but still be able to add color to my skin and to do it really, really quickly and easily. And it's also this really amazing, it's nearly like a gel to powder kind of formula. It's so smooth on the skin. I do feel like the areas that I apply these look smoothed out as well. They look kind of airbrushed. It's never ever patchy. It just always looks so beautiful and perfect. And you know, it's Revlon, it's drugstore. They did an amazing job of this, and I'm truly shocked at how obsessed I have been with it throughout the year, because when I originally opened it, I was like, oh, that doesn't look like it's really going to do much for me. Oh, it does. And then last but not least for the bronzers, I have this one from Wet n Wild. Honestly, I feel like Wet n Wild never fails. They've got so much amazing stuff and it's so ridiculously affordable. So this is their Color Icon Bronzer in the shade What Shady Beaches. I like that name. I think it's really cute. This is an amazing matte bronzer. It is so pigmented. It is so finely milled, but it is still just so easy to apply. Again, I just feel like it does the bronzing for you. It's really easy to apply it super lightly and super naturally so that it, you know, you just like barely like no makeup kind of a look. Or you can use this to chisel your face. You can use it as a contour and a bronzer. It just does everything so well. It lasts all day, never rubs off, never transfers off. Like I can put this on in the morning and I can be confident that it's still going to be there, you know, if I was to return later on that evening. You know how sometimes products, you know, you put them on and then, yeah, it's all good and well and they look amazing. But then by the end of the day, it's like where did they go? They're gone. Not with this. This stays on the skin. It stays looking perfect. It stays looking really smooth. It's very easy to blend and it's super affordable. Definitely a favorite bronzer for 2020. All right, moving into the blushes now. So obviously I've got 5 blushes here as well. I'm going to start out with this one from ColourPop. This is the Super Shock Cheek in Drop of a Hat. You guys may or may not remember, I did actually launch like a collection with ColourPop this year, and it was like 5 of my favorite products from them, which was so much fun. Oh, thank you all for supporting that project. That was like, it was just such an honor to be asked to do that. Honestly, I was like, me? ColourPop wants to work with me? It was crazy. But this is the blush that I chose to put in that collection because it is still my favorite blush from them. It's absolutely beautiful. And what makes this one special is it gives the skin this really gorgeous sort of coral rosy glow. But then can you see that slight like gold kind of sheen to it? Normally I despise blushes that have like any kind of shimmer to them, but somehow this does it in just the most perfect way that doesn't emphasize texture, that doesn't emphasize like fine lines or enlarged pores, and it gives the most gorgeous glow to the skin, and it always just looks healthy and not really even like you've applied a blush, if that makes sense. Like, you know how some blushes you put it on, you're like, oh, this looks like stage makeup. This just melts into the skin. It always looks complimentary. It always looks natural. It always looks glowing. I absolutely love it. And the Super Shock formula is really nice as well. It's kind of like a gel that transforms into a powder when you blend it on the skin. It's very versatile. You can apply it with your fingers. You can use a brush. You can use a sponge. Very easy to use. And like, just look at it. Oh, It's so beautiful. All right, next up, another Wet n Wild product. These are their Color Icon blushes. And this particular shade here is Pinch Me Pink. This isn't in my favorites for this shade in particular. I do have several other shades from Wet n Wild, but the formula of these, you guys, and they're literally like a couple of dollars. They're so ridiculously affordable, but the formula is absolutely amazing. They are very, very buildable. So this isn't the kind of blush where, you put your brush in and then you put it on and you're like, oh, what did I do? I've made a huge mistake here. They're very easy to use because they are so buildable. And when you do build them up, it's nearly like it looks like airbrushed color has been applied to the skin. You can't see any powderiness. You can't see any like glitter reflex. They do have a really beautiful, soft, glowy sort of sheen on the skin. It just always looks natural. They last all day long. They don't fade. They don't wear off during the day. Your skin doesn't literally eat them during the day. Even when my oils come through, they stay looking really, really perfect. And it's just like a really natural, flushed looking kind of blush. Which is what I like. I don't like blushes. It's like a stripe of color. I love the formulation of these. And again, a really, really affordable product. Like, you don't have to spend heaps of money to be able to get like a perfect finish. All right, next up, this blush from Ciate. I'm sure that you all recognize this. This is another product kind of like that Marc Jacobs powder that I just continuously, repeatedly use in videos. I love the way this looks on the skin. So this is the shade Date Night. They do come in other colors as well. It's kind of got like an illuminating powder sort of mixed into the pan. Like, I'm not sure if you can sort of see it here. And when you swirl your brush in it and apply it on the skin, it gives the color of a blush, but it also gives this like really beautiful, subtle sort of illumination that never looks like glittery or chunky or powdery or anything. Like, it's like, how like, let's say you put your foundation on and you powder and then you put your blush on, and then like a few hours later, how your skin looks a few hours later when your oils come through and it's kind of got like that natural satin kind of glow. That is the best way to describe what this blush looks like on the skin. It's so beautiful and natural. It is so flattering. It really smooths the areas where you apply it. It's nearly like, like a blurring powder kind of in a blush. Gorgeous long wearing formula that's very easy to apply. This is again another foolproof product. Like, you don't have to worry about applying too much by accident. It's very, very easy to apply and blend. I love this so much, and it's just been used so much this year because truly, it's just that good. That's really the only thing that I can say. It is just that good. All right, next up, another product that you will remember seeing in many, many videos this year. And this one's actually got a highlighter in it as well. I mean, it's technically like a shimmer version of the blush, but the two joined together, they're so flattering on the skin. So it's the Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo. This is a shade Pink Dahlia. It does come in several other colors as well. So as you can see, there's the matte version at the bottom here, and then there's the shimmery sort of version at the top. I love the way that this looks on the skin. It's so perfect. It's so airbrushed. It's so flawless. It looks so natural. It's kind of like a lit from within kind of a glow. It doesn't look like, you've just applied like a powder to the skin. You can't see any powderiness or any texture or anything. It looks like you are blushing from within is really the best way to describe it. And I really like the fact that it's got this duo pair because you can apply it as a matte blush alone. You can apply the shimmer as a shimmer blush alone, or you can layer the two together depending on what kind of look you are going for. I've used it in all sorts of different ways, and I love it every different way that I apply it. Usually I will start with the matte and I'll dust on a little bit of color, and then I'll add the tiniest little bit of the shimmer on top just to give the skin a little bit of glow back so that it doesn't look matte and flat. You can even use this one as a highlighter if you want. They're so finely milled and beautiful, never patchy, never chunky, never cakey. They last all day. There's again a very, very good reason why I've loved this so much and why I've used this so much. I do want to collect the other shades. I feel like it might come in 4 or 5 other different shades, and I'm going to collect them because the formula is just so beautiful. But yeah, amazing. And it's got a huge mirror in it. So, if you wanted to take it on the go, I could do like a whole makeup look with this mirror. It's massive. And then last but not least, the final blush that I have to show you today is this one from Benefit. California. Again, I always come back to her. She's like my faithful. She's like the one that always looks perfect on the skin. She's always the one that just, if you're looking a bit tired, you're looking a bit drab, you need to pick me up, California is always there for you. So this one is a really, really beautiful coral blush. It looks quite vibrant in the pan. When you initially buy it, don't panic. It's got like a gold film on top. You just dust that off with a brush and then it's gone. I think it's just so that it looks pretty when you open it up. Don't worry, those gold sparkles are not like all the way through the formula. And once you dust that off, it just reveals the most amazing coral, beautiful, oh, it's just everything. And I love this one too because it doesn't have any glitter and it doesn't have like shimmer particles in it necessarily or anything like that, but it somehow gives the most amazing sheen to the skin. Like it always looks gorgeous. It doesn't really add like a highlight, but if you didn't want to wear a highlighter, but you still didn't want, you still wanted to add like that sort of sparkle and that lift to your cheeks, using California, it's kind of like the best of both worlds. It never emphasizes pores, it never emphasizes texture, and the color of it is just so flattering on everyone. And it's flattering in all different situations. So, natural makeup or full glam, it always looks beautiful. The formula is beautiful. It's got a similar sort of gel to powder kind of texture. I guess you could say to the Revlon Skin Lights that I showed you earlier, like really, really smooth and then just melts into the skin when you apply it. Super long lasting formula, lasts all day without any issues at all. Doesn't get patchy, doesn't fade off, and like I said, doesn't emphasize any texture. It's just beautiful and so easy to use, and she's always there for me. California. Oh, I love her so much. Benefit did an amazing job of this. It's a cult favorite for a reason. But there you go, guys. Those are all of my most used, most loved, and most cherished bronzers and blushes for the year of 2020. They're easy formulas, they blend easily, they look beautiful on the skin, and they last all day. As far as, product selections and stuff, I like things that are very easy to use, that don't work against you, that aren't, you don't need like all this technical ability to be able to apply. I just like stuff that's easy and that always looks good no matter what. So yes, it's been so much fun showing you these today. I'd love to know all of your thoughts down in the comments. What were your favorite bronzers? What were your favorite blushes for this year? Have you tried any of these? What are your thoughts on them? Do you love them? I'd also be interested to know if you hated them. It's always interesting to hear, different perspectives on things. It might be a skin type thing, or it just might be a different preference kind of a thing. It's always good to hear your opinions though. But I hope that you enjoyed the video, guys. I hope that it helped. I hope that it gave you some clarity if you are looking in, picking up a new blush or bronzer. Let me know all your thoughts down below, but I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will catch you guys all in my next video. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.